and the green and white upon my chest. It's such a joy for us to see, for they play football the Celtic way, with the folded clover on my breast, and the green and white upon my chest. It's such a joy for us to see, for they play football the Celtic way, for they play football.
Another beautiful Sunday.
Sunday morning, up with the lark. I think I'll take a walk in the park. Hey, 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 it's a beautiful day.
Brilliant.
Ken, easy, mate. Easy peasy poo. Celtic 3, the Rangers 0. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Four Leaf Clover podcast. Andy, a canter, an absolute canter.
It was, mate. Aye. I think we all kind of predicted that it was going to be fairly easy for us, as it turned out it was. Not as many goals as what I thought. I actually said it was going to be 6-0. And I also said that Joe Hart would run down for the main stand and score with a flying header for a corner kick to make it number 6. So I was a wee bit wrong there, but I still take 3-0 all day long.
Mate, I was actually shiting myself when you made that prediction when I seen him in the tunnel. I thought he was coming on as a trialist or something for the last 5 minutes.
Aye, brilliant. I think the place was rocking today. The atmosphere looked amazing, and good to see some familiar faces in the crowd as well, and the kind of former player, big character in Joe Hart as well.
Aye. We also had a Bond villain there as well, I seen towards the end as well. So that was quite funny as well. So, aye, all round a fantastic day. So, cheers, Chris. So, let's get into it, mate. Let's get to the very beginning, the starting lineup. Any surprises in there for you, Andy? I think you actually called that lineup, did you know?
Aye, I said I'd like to see some of the new faces, but realistically, I didn't think he was going to start them. I think he was going to always start with his tried and tested team, the guys that have actually been fantastic so far this season, and the ones that deserve to play. They're the ones that have put in the hard slog since the season started. So I wasn't shocked with any kind of lineup, because there wasn't really any changes to go with. So the tried and tested players, and so happy enough with that. And also, just looking at when the lineup came out and seeing that the new guys were on the bench as well, you knew that at least some of them would get a bit of time on the park at some point, depending on the result. But you know what it was at the time when it came on. But so it was good.
Aye, I'll be honest. I thought Big Engels would have started instead of Bernardo, just because of the money we paid for him. I thought he would have come in as a record signing and stuff like that. But I thought Bernardo done all right. You know, he done well again. I thought he played well last week as well. And he didn't deserve to lose his spot. I just thought with the money we paid for Engels that he would have started. Mm-hmm. But barring that, pretty much the same sort of team I think we all expected. But go with your tried and tested. And especially in these games, it's quite a big game, obviously, for these boys to come in and try and catch the pace straight away. So, good call from Brendan. So let's get into the game then, Andy. I think the first sort of 10 minutes, I would have said Rangers were probably on top, which was quite surprising. We're used to starting quickly, and starting quickly we didn't today.
No, we didn't. I don't think that's the first time they've done that to us. They've tried it a couple of times to kind of really to try that high press, but I think we're always aware that, especially this season, see when it comes to the counter attack, we are so ruthless, and quick, and very good at what we do. I think they were really taking chances with what they were trying to do. I know exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to just quieten that crowd down, aren't they?
Yeah, of course.
Celtic getting a momentum going. So That was right for the very start, wasn't it? And then they had a free kick with proper with the ball to the back post. And they had a good chance. That was a good chance they had right for the very beginning.
Matondo, he should have scored that header, mate. That was a cracking chance. And even before that, the warning signs were there. I think he was just offside, but I think fuck he's shite, mate. Or and it wasn't onside as well. But
just as well, he needs a chance to score one. If it was a more kind of potent striker, we could have get punished there.
Aye, it's one of them we've got to watch, especially in the Champions League that we've got coming in, because we'll certainly get punished when it comes to bigger and better teams than them. One of the things I like to talk about in the first 10 minutes, mate, was a tackle on Kyogo off Connor Barron.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else noticed this as well, but I noticed it in the warm-up, the boy's eyes. Did you see them? He's not fucking slept for about a fortnight. He had big, massive...
He's just a young boy. He's always been like that. It's obviously no the pressure of going to a club that doesn't really exist anymore. Playing for a tribute act must have its kind of tribulations on players. Look, mate, there's some hefty bags under the eyes, isn't they? If that's like the start of the season, what's it going to be like at the end of the season when they're sitting with hee-haw and we're sitting with a treble? A young boy with, I don't know, he needs that kind of miracle cream or so. I thought I was bad. I'm nearly 50, mate, you know what I mean? And I've not got bags like that under my eyes. So, you must have had a hard paper round.
You must have done, mate. You must have done. So, first chance, mate, was Kyogo. Breakaway for Kalmak to Kuhn. Back to Kyogo. It went to VAR and offside. A brilliant move by Celtic. I didn't think it was offside, mate. Even looking at the VAR, I still don't think it was offside. What a move, and it should have been 1-1.
Aye, and it was the breakaway, wasn't it? With Kalmak on to Kuhn, great cross for Kyogo. And you can't argue with offside because it's VAR and they're saying, well, that's the way it is. It's all measured and whatever, that even to a naked eye, if you think it is. Looking at it, it's very tight. Yeah, it's very, very, very tight. So, listen, they're going to go for any opportunity that can be proven that it's not a goal, they're going to take it against us. So, you've got the supporters, Deadco, in the VAR office, the fourth official, and the guy on the park that we know about, so you're going to be up against it when it comes to decisions in this game when he in charge.
Aye, I think we've seen that. I think he was dying to send somebody off today. Thank God he never, but it looked like it was on the cards for the beginning. He was cared happy the whole game, and like I said, mate, I didn't think it was offside, even looking at the VAR, but it is what it is. And looking at warning signs, the warning signs were then there for Rangers, that our tails were up, and 6 minutes later, AJ, who was fantastic last week, by the way, was fantastic again today. A good throw in for AJ, made a dart and run up towards the right-hand wing. Worked by AJ, Bernardo, back to AJ, crosses it in, and there's again a guy who was unbelievable again today, Daizen Maeda. 1-0 Celtic, mate.
Aye, I thought AJ was superb in that kind of interaction and leading up to the goal. Just right to the byline, wouldn't give up and managed to get the ball across to Maeda. And Maeda this season again is looking fantastic. I agree with you. I think he had an absolutely fantastic game. He gives you the same no matter who you're playing against. His industry, his work rate, we keep going on about it, but it would be so missed if he wasn't in the team. He's so integral to kind of what we do when we're actually pressing teams and stuff like that. Leads for the front, or defence for the front, sorry. He's such a pain to other defenders that he's a perfect teammate to have. I thought he took his goal well. He done well. It was a great move.
It was. AJ was fantastic. And just talking about Maeda there, unbelievable, mate. It's like, he must be the biggest nightmare in world football to play against. I honestly can't think of another player in world football like this guy.
I don't think there's anybody else that exists like him. I don't know what supplements he's on, or if he's on it, he's just been absolutely gifted with energy, and it just never stops. He just never stops. He's just a brilliant guy to have in your team.
Aye. And talking about Matt O'Reilly and Hatates and all the rest of it, it's crazy to me that nobody in world football is looking at this guy. You know, he must, what he can bring to a football team. There can't be anybody in world football that's got the stats that this guy's got. Can it be?
Aye. And I know a lot of his negative. I've done it myself, been negative about his kind of final touch and certain instances he should have done better. But if he did everything in his game, he wouldn't be at us. He would be at a Barcelona or something like that, because he's just his the effort he puts into. And it's no, he doesn't just pick and choose what game he wants to turn up in. He does it in every single day, every single game. Probably does it in training, I know, against his own teammates. So it's just the way he's wired, mate. He doesn't know how to play any other way. He couldn't play a game where you're sitting back against teams. No, he's got to be in your face.
Aye, absolute nightmare he must be to play against. I think he's took about 5 years after Vernier's fucking career, mate. We absolutely destroying him in that wing. You could see it today, just had enough towards the end of it.
Aye.
He'd had enough, mate. He'd had enough. So in the 19th and the 20th minute, as I said, Kirtapi beaten, was at it again. Yefte was booked for a tackle on Kuhn, which was an absolute shocker. And then there was like a sort of handbags thing with AJ and Diamondi on the touchline. And again, 2 yellow cards that were kind of needless for me. He kind of spoiled it again. I think Beaton's one of the referees where it's all about me. You know, he likes to make himself the centre of attention. The guy's just obviously a prick, and that's it. So we'll try and we'll talk about him as much as we can, because he tried to make it all about him. So let's not do that.
But see, that instance you're talking about, Diamandi actually punched AJ in the face.
Aye, he jumped on him. Aye, I seen it.
So that in my opinion, that could have been a red card when he starts lifting his hands like that. Right,
it could have been if it went to VAR, but we'll just cover that, mate. And you're not getting anything off him on VAR today, as we've seen who was on the in the box. So 29th minute, something that happened quite a bit today, mate, that I just want to talk about. It's probably something we need to look at and work on. Was a corner coming for Bernardo, and one of the smallest guys on the pitch, we spoke about him already, Maida. He keeps beating their defenders to headers and the flick-ons, and there's never MD there at the back post, mate. He done it about 3 or 4 times a day in the game on corners, and there was never MD there for these flick-ons.
Aye.
So just another tool in the box for Celtic to work on.
Aye, that thing you're talking about there, we made I get the heat to it, and he knocked it in. It was just, there was nobody there to actually take it. I think there was one later on in the game as well where Kyogo was there. It just fell into Kyogo. But I think he's brilliant getting into positions, and as you said, he's not the tallest, you know, as many Japanese players are, but seems to get up there and get his heat on things.
Aye. What a game he had today. So in the 37th minute, there was another booking. Dijon Sterling absolutely wiped out Kyogo, mate. Again, another yellow card. I don't know how many yellow cards there was today. If somebody in the comments could tell us, but it just seemed to be yellow card after yellow card. And then just before half-time, the second goal that we're screaming out for came in, and it was Kyogo yet again. It was a great interception for Greg Taylor at the left-back position. He played in Kyogo, mate, and for 30 yards, it's like he just side-fitted it in the bottom corner. What a goal, man. I think he scored 3 outside the box against Rangers.
Aye.
But this one was unbelievable. To beat a keeper like Jack Butland like that for 30 yards, he just placed it, mate, beautiful in the corner.
Aye. I think Taylor had a really good game today. I think he's had a really good start of the season, actually, but Taylor, the day was good. And that lead up to the goal where he intercepts the ball, and an absolutely fantastic ball through to Kyogo. But fair play to Kyogo. We all know the movement he's got and his runs and stuff like that. And Taylor just laid it on for Kyogo. And what a finish. An absolutely fantastic finish. And as you said, it wasn't like a ball a fit right through the ball, like a power shot. It was nicely placed. It was very intentional in what he was trying to do there. It wasn't just hitting hope. It was a great finish for a good fair bit out as well, right enough. But perfect goal. Just a joy to watch. An absolute joy to watch.
Aye, you could see Kyogo was definitely up for it. That disallowed goal for me, that wasn't a disallowed goal. And we just knew he was sharpening his samurai for the game of the day for sure. Absolutely brilliant goal for the wee man. And then just on injury time, Andy, we should have went in 3-0 up. Maeda into Bernardo. He just does too much, doesn't he? He just does too much, tries to maybe a touch too much. But should have been 3-0, mate. Should have been 3-0 and opened up for him.
I think he actually done well because he twisted and turned and went by about 2 or 3 players, and it was his shot in the end that just didn't have any kind of power behind it. It was quite weak, so it was easy for Butland to gather up. But Bernardo, there's another one. The day I thought he was absolutely amazing. Bernardo was just, he's got a cracking touch on him, and it's when he gets the ball and he's got a wee touch on him and he just kind of pivots and turns with the ball. He does that quite often, but that was a great wee run he had there. It was just unfortunate there wasn't enough power on the shot because it was a great opportunity and he worked it himself, really, when you think about it, and he was brave and tried to do that as well.
Aye, absolutely brilliant, man. So, Andy, the first half finished Celtic 2, Rangers 0, and nothing negative to say, barring the first sort of 10 minutes. So just gives you your sort of overall thoughts on that first half, mate.
Aye, absolutely delighted. I think obviously the start wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting Celtic to really just hit them straight for the first whistle. But once Celtic get into their groove, they were passing the ball about, they were slick. The movement between the passes and stuff like that was a joy to watch. And I thought it was actually, I wouldn't say it was one-sided as what it usually is, but it's quite an enjoyable game to watch. The first half there was plenty instances and stuff like that, incidents happening. So it was good, and it went. The first half kind of flew past. It went quite quick, but I absolutely delighted with a 2-0 lead getting into half time. Perfect.
Aye, superb, mate. Absolutely superb. Like I said, barring first 10 minutes, completely dominated the game after that, and it should have been 3 or 4, barring a dodgy VR decision yet again. Mm-hmm. So second half, we came out, mate, and we started absolutely shite again. And Dessers, Bernardo was caught sleeping. Mm-hmm. Dessers sort of cleaned through, and thank God that guy's shite, by the way, because it should have been 2-1.
Aye, Bernardo caught out there. It was just singing his praises there, and that was a particular situation where he wasn't great. He wasn't great, mate, in that at that point. Dessers, I know. Dessers threw and goal and a terrible shot. That was a great opportunity for him to score there. And it was a very weak shot, and Kasper Schmeichel saves it. But just as I said before about Dessers, he's the type of guy that needs about 40 chances to score a goal. So if we were to go out and get actually a more potent striker, we might have been caught out in that situation, mate. So that's, as much as we were great today, we really need to watch ourselves in these situations. It's quite fairly easy to lose a goal like that.
Aye, he had a couple of chances, and thank God he's shite. Thank God he is shite. So in the 49th minute, mate, Bernardo, same move again that I spoke about earlier. 49th minute, comes in. That was the one with Kyogo. Flick on again by the wee man. And how we never scored for that sort of set piece today is unbelievable, because we've done it a few times.
Aye. Again, Maeda in that situation, we were just obviously speaking about. I think this is the instance that I brought up as well, talking about that. Another great chance, and it just fell behind him. I think before it was maybe too far ahead. This time it was too far behind. That was a great chance. I know it went a begging.
It certainly was, mate. It certainly was. So Rangers nearly got another goal on the 52nd minute. Czerny out on the left-hand side, mate, puts the ball into the box, and John Suter, of all people, and again, if he wasn't such a big donkey, mate, it could have been another one.
Aye, big CZV saved it there, didn't he? He managed to clear it away. Another well, half chance you could probably say. But aye, big CCV. He's immense for us at the back, absolutely immense. And I also just talked about defenders. I thought Big Scales had a good game, I know.
Aye.
I don't think he really done much wrong, to be honest with you. I thought he had done well. But CCV is he's a man mountain, isn't he? Man mountain.
What a game he had today, mate. What an absolute machine. Kept Dessers in his back pocket all day, and aye, brilliant, mate. To a man. Led by example at the back, and everybody did, mate. I don't think anybody had a bad game today. I thought they were all brilliant, but there was a few standouts. Maeda, Cameron Carter-Vickers, Hatate again, and he's the one I was going to go into next. In the 59th minute, what a ball he plays through, mate, to Kyogo. Kyogo clean through, tries to be cute and Chip Butland. But what a pass again for Rio Hatate. How he finds him, I'll never know.
I know.
But Kyogo, mate, should do better.
Aye. I don't think Hatate had a particularly good game today. I thought he was kind of not as great as we know he can play, especially in these fixtures. But again, he did play a couple of really stunning balls through. And Kyogo, you can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to do a wee kind of Larson chip, isn't he? And it didn't work out for him. He had a few opportunities today, Kyogo, and he'll probably be kicking himself that he should have scored more goals than he did.
Aye, tried a bit too hard at times as well, aye, for sure. And then the 62nd minute, mate, Bernardo came off, and the record signing, Engels, came on. There was something going around in social media earlier on. I didn't know that he'd played for Philippe Clement, but it came out during the game that he played for him at Bruges.
Aye.
So I was a bit pissed off when I seen the photo of the day with him having a wee cuddle and that. I was kind of like, what the fuck are you cuddling him for? And then I didn't realise he was one of his players. He came on, he probably had a kind of quiet game, but what a game to come on to, obviously. But give your thoughts on Bernardo, mate. Another pretty solid performance.
Exactly. I actually thought they might have took Hatate off and kept Bernardo on. I thought he was brilliant. One of the best games I've seen him play today, Bernardo. Absolutely delighted that we signed him, and that's why it shows his quality. And he's a big game player. And Brendan obviously knows that when he was here before, he was playing him in the big Champions League games and the big games, and he knows how to score against Rangers as well. He's done it before. But what a performance. And maybe he's want to make sure he doesn't get injured or something like that, and obviously giving new boys a wee bit of game time when he thinks the game's fairly safe and not quite sewn up, but we looked quite comfortable.
He certainly did. Do you agree with P. McLaughlin there, mate? Scales best game for Celtics today, he'd suggest?
Aye, I thought I just said that. I thought he had a great game today. Never put a foot wrong. And I know we're saying, we need back up here and there, and then the next thing. That's a good thing about having people there that are quite capable of taking your jersey. That it's good, you're going to have to up your performances. And I don't think he's done anything wrong all season. Same with Taylor. I mean, we've already got a replacement there for Taylor to take his place, but Taylor's been good this season.
It gives players a kick up the arse, doesn't it, Andy? And I think that kind of showed with Taylor and Scales today, thinking, fuck, wait a minute here, we've actually got competition for places now. A better game.
I know we had Big Rocky and Lagerbielke there. They weren't really kind of pushing to try and take the jersey off him. They plenty of opportunities and just didn't look as if they were capable of doing it. So having a bit of competition there is very good to up your performance levels. And if you want to progress and get better, then you need to be pushed that wee bit further.
Aye, and Jamie Grant there, what you fucking cuddling for? Buckled. I was buckled. I was fucking nearly kicking my laptop off the fucking. I was raging when I seen it, but then I didn't know that he played for him. Who's interested in what Philippe Clement's done before he goes there, man? Christ almighty. Aye, so cheers, Jamie. Good to see you on, mate. Brilliant. So after that, mate, There was a great ball in for AJ again. He plays a cracking, but he had a brilliant game again today. Brilliant ball in, it gets deflected. Butland's coming towards the ball and he has to adjust his feet. And what a save for Butland, by the way, because that could have been again 3-0 Celtic.
Aye, AJ involved again, as you said. At the end of the pod, we pick a man of the match, right? And this is going to be probably one of the most difficult things I've had
I'm
today.
looking forward to this, actually. Aye.
Yeah, there's so many contenders for it, and AJ's one of them.
Aye.
I thought he had an absolutely fantastic game
Brilliant.
today. Really, really involved, up for the challenge. And I love that. I don't know if it's a Canadian kind of ice hockey mentality where they just want to fight. No fight, but they've got a right battle in them.
Got the aggression in them, aye. Like the Gaelic Irish guys, you know, they're the same. They're just lunatics.
Yep, and AJ personifies that with his performances. He's absolutely 100% committed. And the more players that you've got on your team like that, the better. I thought he was brilliant. And great in that situation there.
Aye, absolutely brilliant, mate. And then on the 70th minute, a brilliant touch for Kyogo, mate, out in the left wing. Took him away from his man. And we had a 2-1 situation. And even the commentators called it, Kyogo should have just kept the ball for a split second. They tried to play, I think it was to Kuhn. Tried to play it through to Kuhn, mate, and kind of fucked it up, man. But aye, we had a 2-1 situation there and a bit more, you know, if Kyogo was a bit more passive there, we could have had that 2-1 situation and got that third goal that we were screaming out for.
Aye. Again, that man Hatate involved with another fantastic pass to Kyogo. I think Kyogo did make the right choice there, by the way. I know he had space, but I think he did make the right choice. He just overhit the pass. I think if he'd maybe not put so much momentum on the pass, Kuhn would have got there. I think it ended up just too far ahead. But I could see what he was trying to do. He was trying to in the moment and just make it a quick movement. Whereas if he's running with the ball, it's giving more people time to try and get back. Or maybe I could see what he was trying to do. It was just a wee bit too far forward for Kuhn to reach it.
Aye, it certainly was, mate. And then 2 minutes later, the boy from Prestwick in Ayrshire comes on. Poor Jamesy Forrest, super Jamesy, mate. Unbelievable statistics, by the way.
Yep.
Obviously, I know about them in that, but to be one trophy behind Bobby Lennox, 500 appearances, over 100 goals, he's scoring 1 in 5 goals, a goal in every 5 games, mate. When you look at it, and his statistics are unbelievable at Celtic.
I love it when he comes on. Jamesy's even at the age he is, not that he's an old man or anything, but he's gone to the career. He's still very positive and he's an attacking play. Is he going to go and tackle for the ball? No, and he never has, and he's certainly not going to do it at this stage of his career. But going forward, he's been brilliant for us, and to get to 500 appearances, and the amount of trophies he's won and all, just one behind Bobby Lennox. So, aye, he's been fantastic for us, and you wonder how long he can go on, don't you? Is this going to be his last season? Will he get another season out of him? Who knows? But it's pretty sure that he's not going to go and play for another club. He'll certainly retire with Celtic, but James Forrest has been brilliant for us. Brilliant.
Certainly, and he's definitely going to beat Bobby Lennox's trophy haul, because we're winning a fucking treble this season, that's for sure. With the team we've got. Absolutely brilliant, mate. So then 3 minutes later, on the 75th minute, we're talking about goal of the season. I think Kalmak's in the top 2 positions at the minute for goal of the season. But he's just cemented himself into number 3 as well. Aye. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable goal. 3-0 Celtic.
Maida involved again, by the way.
Yeah.
Chasing up the player, getting the ball back, gives it to Kalmak, and he takes it for a wee wander outside the box. And he's done it quite a few times this season and in the past as well. We know what Kalmak can do here. But what an absolute fantastic strike for 30 yards out, was it?
Aye.
About 30 yards out. A great finish. And he's scored plenty of goals so far this season, isn't he? He's right up for it this season.
Aye.
A great goal. An absolutely fantastic goal. That to me, I know it's early in the season, but that's definitely a contender for goal of the season. It's got to be.
So I mean, I think he's 3 on, mate.
Logos, I know.
Kyogo's as well. It was the same last week, mate. Hatati's goal was a belter. Calmac's goal was a belter. We're not scoring shite goals, mate. We're scoring absolute worldlies, man. So it's good to see. It's good to see. And then the next minute after the goal went in, young Luke McCowan came on, mate. Big Celtic fan for Greenock. Makes his debut. You could see how happy he was all night when he signed, mate. I don't think I've seen a Celtic player with a smile so big in my life. For years that signed for Celtic. You can see that.
Do you know who I can compare it to is Gary Mackay-Steven. See when he signed for Celtic, it was bouncing up and down. He was that excited. It didn't turn out to be get that much opportunity with Celtic, but that's what it reminded me. You could see it in his face. He get the absolute delight to be there, and I think he's a good. A lot of people like me saying, "Oh, Dundee now. How are we going to progress with players like that?"
That annoys me, mate. It does annoy me, that shite. You know,
I think he's a great addition to the squad, and I think not only is he a gifted wee player, I think he's one you'll get. See that kind of Peter Grant type commitment, that all in, everything all in, get everything off him. He'll definitely play for the jersey. There's no doubt about that. So delighted for him to go in the park. What a moment for him and his family there, and Big Ida coming on as well. So good to see him back on the park.
Aye, I think the only worrying thing about those two substitutions, Andy, is the two Japanese guys kind of hobbled off a wee bit. If you noticed, I don't know if you've seen that. So that's probably something that we need to keep an eye on. But we've got the international break coming up, so hopefully they two guys can recover for their little injuries there. That they've
they're not going to be in international duty, are they? Because the coach of Japan isn't interested in them, so we know they can get rested up, get a bit of treatment if they need it, and plenty of time.
That's what I'm saying, mate. They've got the 2 weeks now, hopefully, to relax and recover for the injuries, which is good to see. And that was it, mate. Really, the game sort of petered out after that. The game was over. Once the third goal went in, everything was done and dusted. But one thing happened in injury time, and it was a flashback to the good old days when the English Premiership used to be good to watch, when Peter Schmeichel would spread himself and save everything. Like father, like son. What a save for Kasper Schmeichel right at the end. He's
very like his dad at times, isn't he? Excuse me. And the ball falls to wee Eddie Munster and has a cracking shot, to be honest with you. But I just spreads himself, didn't he? Very Schmeichel-esque, if that's a word. Save. Yeah. Very, very much like his dad. And it's good for him to keep a clean sheet there as well, because that was another chance he had there. So, glad for Kasper to keep a clean sheet there. Cracking save.
Brilliant, mate. I'm kind of raging we're on this podcast now because there's quite a few comments in this about Chris Boyd having a meltdown. So
we're missing so much, but I'm sure we'll be able to look back on it. It'll be posted in plenty of different places that we'll not miss it, mate. We will not miss it.
Yes, I bought 2 packets of baby wipes yesterday, so I'll use a packet for that later on when I'm catching up.
What you got to use the other packet for, Scotty?
I'm not telling you, mate. I can't tell you that. It's a secret. It's a secret. So, mate, it finished Celtic 3, Rangers 0, the champions. Again, another clean sheet, Andy.
Yes, delighted. You can't ask for any more. Saying that, I could ask for more goals. I think we could have scored a lot more. There's absolutely no doubt about it. The amount of chances we had more possession. And although they had a couple of chances here and there, then I thought we dominated the game, mate, and well-deserved winners. Kept a clean sheet, scored 3 goals, now 5 points, clear of them. Now level with Aberdeen. Are we top? Are we level?
We're top, mate. Aye, we're top in goal difference.
Goal difference, aye. So, and fair play to Aberdeen and Arthur being up there now. I think that guy they've got in charge there is doing a good job. He looks to be a good coach. So maybe getting up to Pittodrie to play them might be a different prospect now for what it has been. It might be the same kind of way it used to be in the 80s when Fergie was there. You know, it used to be a really difficult place to go. So they seem to be doing well. And by the way, the Tribute Act might struggle to get second place, or they might end up. You don't know how this is going to affect him as well mentally, because we know they can handle things mentally. Any kind of pressure or anything like that, they could be a lot further down the league than what they had imagined.
Mate, they're not just 5 points behind us. They're 5 points behind Aberdeen already, you know,
Yes.
so early in the season. And like you said, it looks like they've got a decent wee manager there now. And they've got the money in from Miofsky. So if they keep going the way they're going, they've definitely got money to spend in January as well. I just think we're obviously far too strong for the rest of the league. We're looking at a good 20-point deficit for sure this season. We're solid. We're building a team for the Champions League, and we're thinking over and beyond the Scottish League, man. But, you know, look at our bench today. 3 brand new signings and deadline day sitting there on the bench, you know, that are ready and raring to come into that team as well. So they're going to give the players a kick up the arse, and they've certainly done that today, because you could tell by Scales and Taylor's performance that they know they've got guys sitting on that bench, and Bernardo as well. They've got guys sitting on that bench. Kyogo's got a guy in that bench wanting his place, and also competition's good and the squad's good, and aye, mate, it's looking good. So,
you know, the good thing as well, Scotty, is we actually managed to get a lot of bodies out this window as well. A lot of dead wood that just weren't there on an early day end. So it's good to either get rid of them because they're no longer required at Celtic, or get them out if they're on loan, getting them game time, and you know, they're better off doing that and actually getting game time in their legs than sitting about at Celtic, no doing anything. And it allows us to free up places as well to bring in the quality that we need. So I know that the squad's trimmed down immensely, but the quality to me has improved.
For sure.
And we've got Trusty, obviously, big defender. Talks well as well. I seen his interview. I thought he talked really well. And obviously the boy for Barcelona that can come in and cover for Greg Taylor, who's, I think, young guy, but obviously very well thought of for Barcelona. I know a lot of the fans were upset that he was actually going to Celtic in the first place on loan. They wanted to get off. Wanted to keep him there. I know he was on loan last season, but he's definitely one for the future for Barca, so it probably suits him. And I think the way Celtic play as well, and they're a big club, so they've got a good relationship with Barcelona, as the fans do as well, you know, but I think the clubs have got a good relationship, so they know he's going to a good place and he'll be well looked after, and obviously a good chance to progress his career as well when he gets into that winning mentality, winning trophies, playing well in Europe, and hopefully we progress there as well. But look as if we're up to quality, which really helps us.
Aye, for sure. I think the boy's been on the bench for Barcelona sort of like first 2 games in that as well. So obviously the boy's name mug, mate. And aye, it'll be good to see. And like I said, it's given competition for places. So that's the main thing. Aye, brilliant to see. So, Andy, it finished Celtic 3, Rangers 0. Just give me your overall thoughts on the games. What players stood out for you? Where can we improve? And, you know, what was your sort of highlights of the game?
Maida, Kuhn, Bernardo, Taylor, and AJ were standouts for me. And for me, the man of the match for me, it's difficult, man. It's really it's tough one. Aye, it's a tough one. I think I'm gonna go with Maida. I think he's been absolutely immense today with his pressing and all that. But also the other guys I've mentioned, I thought Kuhn was fantastic. Bernardo had an absolutely fantastic game and all. AJ and Taylor. But I've got to pick somebody, so I'll go with Maida. I'll go with Maida there. But I think overall the performance, certain areas we could do better, which we know about anyway. You're never going to get through a game against your so-called biggest rivals without giving up chances. You know, they're going to get a chance here and there. But I think overall, we dealt with what I had to deal with. Maybe a couple of chances was their finishing wasn't up to scratch, which is why they failed to score. But I think we are far superior to them. You can see the quality overall. Once we get into our rhythm and play our game, I think there's no doubt that we are definitely 100% the best team in Scotland. And don't look as if Andy's going to touch us.
We wanted to win everything today, mate. You could see, like, even just like the half balls, the second balls, stuff like that. You know, we just wanted to win everything, man. So, Newcastle just scored against Tottenham 2-1. Newcastle literally just scored. Some big hands, you know, doing too well today down the road. I just felt we were hungry the other day after that first sort of 10 minutes when I wouldn't say they were in charge, but they had the better chances and we started off slowly. I just think after that we took control and our quality definitely shone through. I think for me, my man of the match should have been Carter Vickers. I just think he was unbelievable today. I don't think he put a fit rang. I think he had Dessers in his back pocket. And I know it's the other end of the pitch that should get the plaudits because we won 3-0. But Carter Vickers for me was incredible. But the Four Leaf Clover podcast man of the match today is Dyson Maeda. So he gets the bottle of water today, Andy. He was absolutely brilliant to me, man. Absolutely brilliant. Especially with Ray Flick-ons and that as well, and his pressing and stuff like that. It could have been a cricket score if folk had got onto the end of his balls and stuff. So that's us, mate. The game's finished. We've covered everything that we need to cover. Just to let the viewers know what we've got coming up, we'll finish off with a Tommy Burns video that we've got there this month, which we're now in, is September. We're going to have Tommy Burns month this month at the Four Leaf Clover podcast. And Wednesday night will be our first guest, and we have Tommy's very own son, Jonathan, who's going to be joining us live on the pod when we talk about all things Tommy for the next month. It's just it's a thing that's close to everybody's heart as a Celtic fan, not just us on the podcast. So he's somebody that we want to speak about and get some guests on and have a chat about him and get the stories in and stuff like that. So his own boy, Jonathan, is going to be our first guest. So join us live on Wednesday night, myself, Andy, Paddy and Jerry. We'll be on the podcast 7 p.m. It's UK time because we're an international podcast, obviously, as well, lads. So make sure you're there for that one. And if anybody's got an interest, even outside of Celtic, that's a Tommy Burns fan, because we know there is. It's not just Celtic. The guy touched so many people outside of Celtic as well, Kilmarnock, and even Rangers fans. You know, there's people that haven't got a bad word to say about this guy. He was that loved by everybody. So tell your pals about Wednesday night. Tell your pals about this podcast. This is a podcast by the fans for the fans. Please, if you're watching this and you haven't done already, please like, share and subscribe. And we will see you on Wednesday night for our first Tommy Burns month podcast. Andy, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you so much for tuning in, folks.
Cheers.
I don't think I've ever looked on myself as anything other than a supporter who was lucky enough to get to play for Celtic.